what an awesome first game drive.
In this video, we're sharing our experience during a 2-night stay at Mountain Zebra National Park. We were lucky enough to see an incredible variety of wildlife, including a few unforgettable highlights. Mountain Zebra National Park is found in South Africa's Eastern Cape province, and I've wanted to visit here for a few years, and you'll see why. Once we had arrived at the main gate, it was a short drive to reception where we could check in.
We've just finished setting up the campsite and we're here to hopefully see some new mammal and bird species. It's just gone 3 o'clock and we're going to go out on a game drive. This is a new park for us. We haven't been here before, so we're really excited, guys. Get comfortable, sit back and enjoy the video.
That afternoon on our first game drive, we spotted these Cape mountain zebras, the iconic animals that give Mountain Zebra National Park its name. We spent a while watching the small herd, and this individual put on a show enjoying a dust bath.
We're doing the Uristam 4x4 road because we heard that there were cheetah here, and it was quite hectic getting up onto this plateau. And I've got my window closed because there's a strong breeze going through the vehicle, in through the driver's side and out the passenger side. But at the moment we parked here at these 4 young cheetah which are underneath a bush. The visual isn't the greatest, but they get up every now and then to have a look at a herd of springbok which are a few hundred meters away in the distance.
This was a family of cheetahs, a mother and her cubs taking shelter from the wind. Cheetahs favor wide open grasslands and usually do their best to avoid lions. However, they have to go where the prey is, and here on this plateau food was abundant, making it an ideal place for them to spend time. Here you can see that this cheetah is wearing a tracking collar. This is an important tool that researchers use to monitor, study and protect vulnerable animals.
At the moment they've settled down nicely and don't look like they'll do anything, so we'll carry on with our drive and see what else we can find. But what an awesome first game drive.
Other than the family of cheetahs, there was plenty of other wildlife to be seen this afternoon. The views of the landscape throughout the national park were spectacular. The temperatures were surprisingly cool that evening, especially for the middle of summer. In South Africa, there are very few places where you can experience a cold January night. The following morning we headed out on another game drive to see what else we could discover in the national park. There were still plenty of birds and mammals we hadn't seen yet. We were surprised by just how many white-browed sparrow weavers there were in the park. It's a species I had never seen this far south in southern Africa before.
We've been out here for just short of an hour. We left the camp at about 6:10, and it's been a slow morning. We saw some nice bird species, and at the moment we parked here at this family of yellow mongoose, which are out sunning themselves on this mound underneath a bush. It's really entertaining to watch, and they're so cute how they stand on their back legs and survey their surroundings. Definitely the highlight of the morning so far. And from here we'll head down to the Uberjan Loop and then do the roads that we were doing yesterday afternoon. We just ran out of time yesterday afternoon. We weren't able to take it slow and really soak it all in. We had to rush back to the camp before the gates close at 7. So we're going to head back there now. But the sun has come out and it's starting to heat up. It was really cool during the night, but I'm sure the temperature is going to rise quite a bit during the day. It was really hot yesterday.
Throughout our time in Mountain Zebra National Park, we were continually amazed by the incredible variety of wildlife that we encountered. Not only was the bird life exceptional, but the diversity of mammal species made every game drive exciting and unpredictable. Then came the biggest surprise of the entire trip. As we entered the Uberjan Loop, a magnificent male lion appeared, calmly walking past our vehicle. He didn't stop or even seem to acknowledge our presence. Instead, he continued on his way, likely making his way to the rest of his pride. Because this was filmed during the summer months, we were fortunate to see animals with their young. It's the time of year many species give birth. As we made it onto the grassland plateau, Shelley spotted these 2 young bat-eared foxes moving in and out of their den. And here you can really see the environment where they were living. Plenty of antelope passed by, and one springbok even came over for a closer inspection. I'm sure the 2 species must have made eye contact before the springbok eventually moved on. The sheer amount of wildlife on these grasslands amazed us. Despite seeming so far from any water, the area was teeming with animals at every turn. We even had the privilege of spotting this beautiful blue crane.
So Shelley and I are here on the Kranskop Loop at the lookout, and we're really high up. The view of the valley behind me is incredible, and it's been such a good morning drive. We were really surprised by that male lion, didn't expect to see him at all. We were taking it slow, looking at bird species and the small mammals like the yellow mongoose, and that male lion came out of nowhere. It was a short-lived sighting before he disappeared back into the thorn thickets. And on the link road, got lucky with seeing that bat-eared fox den, those two juveniles. It's the first time Shelley's seen a bat-eared fox, and the first bat-eared fox that I've seen in South Africa, so that was really special as well. And now we're going to carry on the Kranskop Road and head down and loop around back to the camp.
On our way back down into the valley and towards the camp, we spotted a variety of antelope that thrive in the steep, rocky terrain. We hadn't seen these species anywhere else during our trip, so this part of the park is clearly their preferred habitat. We even came across this grey reebok, an antelope I'd previously only seen in the Drakensberg. When we arrived back at the campsite, a variety of bird species were taking advantage of a temporary bird bath near our tent. Although the dark clouds suggested that rain was on the way, we were fortunate to escape any wet weather during our visit.
We just got back to the campsite now, and another camper came and told us about this rock monitor lizard that he had seen, and it's just going from bush to bush, getting deep in there. Must be foraging for food, because it just moved out in the open to another bush. And these guys feed on small things like beetles and other insects, and I'm sure small mammals if they can get hold of them. Nice sighting, and it's also on the checklist that they give us at the main gate when you come into the national park.
If you're enjoying the video, check out my website richardvanhuck.com, where I offer products like car door mounts and wildlife videography courses. You can also support the channel on Patreon, and a huge thank you to everyone who already supports the channel. It's your support that makes videos like this possible. We spent some time relaxing at the campsite before heading out on the final afternoon game drive of our trip. Along the way, we came across a troop of vervet monkeys, including several playful youngsters. We also came across these termite mounds with big excavations in them. We thought it could be the signs of an aardvark or aardwolf feeding on termites, and if anyone has the answer, please leave a comment to let us know. Another surprise awaited us when we came across these lionesses, not far from where we had seen the male earlier that morning.
So a very nice start to our afternoon game drive with those 3 female lions on the Uberjan Loop. So we've seen 4 lions today. And we noticed that there's been a bit of rain since we were at the camp during the midday heat. And right now we parked off at the bat-eared fox den where we saw the 2 juveniles earlier. No action yet, but we started our drive a little bit earlier than we did yesterday afternoon so that we can enjoy it and not rush back to the camp. And hopefully we get to see a little bit more.
The young bat-eared foxes didn't make an appearance that afternoon, but we still enjoyed plenty of other wildlife. Looking back at it, we probably missed many of these sightings the previous afternoon as we hurried back to the camp before the gates closed. The views from the top of the plateau were just as impressive as the wildlife. From up there you could see for miles across the surrounding landscapes. Needless to say, we were thoroughly impressed by everything that Mountain Zebra National Park had to offer, and we were especially excited for the night drive we had booked for later that evening. The night drive takes place in a large open vehicle that can accommodate around 30 people. Mountain Zebra National Park is well known for its nocturnal mammals, many of which are incredibly difficult to see in most other reserves and national parks. Our first major sighting was this aardwolf, an insectivorous mammal that feeds almost exclusively on termites. As if that wasn't exciting enough, the drive became even more memorable when we caught a brief glimpse of an aardvark. This unique mammal can consume thousands of insects in a single night, using its remarkable 12-inch tongue. Although the sighting was brief, I'll always remember it as my very first aardvark encounter. As the night drive drew to a close, we once again encountered the same lionesses that we had seen earlier that day. Before heading out on our final drive, we were briefly delayed by the commotion of a flock of southern grey-headed sparrows. Two males appeared to be locked in a territorial dispute, which fortunately ended without any serious injuries. Not long into the drive, we got to see a small herd of buffalo quite close to the camp. Shortly after that, we spotted a cheetah with its head raised just above the long grass, offering a distant but memorable view. There seemed to be a healthy cheetah population in this national park.
That was an unbelievable night drive last night. We couldn't believe our luck. It was the first time that we saw aardwolf, and we had about 5 or 6 sightings, some of them better than others. And then the aardvark, we couldn't believe it. That's the animal that we were hoping to see when coming to Mountain Zebra National Park, and especially doing the night drive. We knew that the chances were high. It's the first time I've seen it, the first time Shelley's seen an aardvark. It was incredibly special, and the guide really knew what he was doing. I really did well finding all those animals, and we even got to see that female lion. Really a special drive last night. And now we're on a morning drive, and we got to see the cheetah just after the Uberjan entrance. And right now we're back on the Uberjan loop, and we're heading south along the loop. We're going to come out at the southern entrance, and we've just managed to see a group of blue korhorns. The first time seeing that bird, so this trip has really produced sightings of mammals and birds that we haven't seen before. Very special. It's not often that you can see so many new species. So Mountain Zebra definitely delivering. And it's gone 7 o'clock now, so we've been out for just short of an hour, and we're going to cruise around and make our way back to the camp at around 10 o'clock.
We saw a few lark species that were difficult to identify at first. However, the Cape Clapper lark made things much easier for us, thanks to its unmistakable display flight. Soaring high into the air, clapping its wings, and then gliding back down to the ground. We spent the morning drive trying to soak in as much as possible, making an effort to spot anything that we may have missed over the past 2 days.
What's interesting is how many different environments there are in this national park. And those different environments have so many different mammals and bird species. Yesterday afternoon you would have seen we were driving on a ridge through grasslands quite high up, and then this morning through a bit of thorn thicket. So that's also why there's so many different things to see in this national park. It's the different environments for all the different types of bird species and mammal species. Guys, so we all packed up and we're here at the exit gate. We had such a good time at Mountain Zebra National Park. I can highly recommend it. It's not every trip that you do where you end up seeing all the bird species and mammal species that you were hoping to see. The only mammal that avoided us was the brown hyena. Didn't manage to get a view of that one. But guys, had such a good time. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. See you guys in the next one.